Welcome back to NatChat. I still have Kosta Kostoski with me, so we're going to continue the conversation we have to do with antiques and their new use. So Kosta, before the break we were talking about this particular table and its life before, its form. Could you explain a little bit about its transition?
Well, this table and basically a lot of other pieces like it have had many facets of life previously. Originally it would have been made and polished up and used within the network or at the workshops in this case, and would have been a piece of furniture to hold something else, a utility table as such. Okay. And as it went through life, it would have changed form in the way we see aesthetically things. Would have been painted several times. And when we get it, we strip the paint off and repair any damage or reglue it if it needs to be, and then repolish it and present it in its original format. And people can make a decision in which way they want to add it to their decor.
Now, question, on that point, when people see a table or something that they love, do you mention its history? Is that part of buying the table? Does someone need some certificate of authenticity, or depends?
Well, with the authenticity aspect, we're sort of at the forefront of this particular scene, dealing with the railways and dealing with commercial antiques and commercial furniture in general from the past. People do like to hear a story.
Oh, I do.
People love to hear when it was made, where it was used, who made it, how old it is, what the materials in it are, and all this goes on and on and on. So yeah, you're not just selling a piece of furniture, you're actually selling the life of that piece of furniture with it. And that's an integral part, because that creates a conversation for people at home. When friends come over, they can talk about it and they can proudly show it off and show the decision that they've made in the decorative aspect of their life.
So tell me, how far back would some of the pieces date?
Well, the railways was established in the 1850s, and some of it was most probably be from the mid-1860s onwards.
Okay, wow.
Because in its first format, the railways was at Williamstown, and there's very little left over from that age. Most of my association is with the Newport workshops and what was created from about 1880 onwards. That's with the railways. With the State Library of Victoria, which we hold their collection of the furniture that was taken out of the Dome Library, that actually goes back to the 1850s.
Wow.
1854 to 1856 is when the State Library opened up. And that is amazing, because the State Library was one of the first cultural institutions in the colonies. And as a consequence of the gold rush here, they decided to open up this place called the Melbourne State Library, and in fact it was the first free library in the world.
Okay.
Which is where a common person can come in and be given a book to read on the premises. Some of the other areas that we've worked with range in ages from that period through to about the 1950s, because within the government sectors, things didn't change that much and that quickly. In other words, all the way through to the Second World War, the traineeships were still based on the same principles, techniques used for cabinet making and machinery making and so forth that went back to the mid-1800s. So it wasn't that much of a change happened all the way through to the 1950s. There are changes in the styles and the designs, and maybe some materials are not available. Cedar ran out in the 1920s, so they started using more kauri, more blackwood, more imported timbers as well by that period of time. Furniture making requires particular type of woods, so yeah. So
as far as your business is concerned, over the years gone by, are people trying to hang on to some of this older furniture? They're more aware of it now, or is it still sort of reasonably easy or difficult to
Very difficult to get. Finding resources become a problem in Melbourne. We're a small demographic, and only so much was created here. Consequently, I feel that you should hold the highest place in life, but it's not the way. People, they've grown with them. The value of the goods have gone up. Great example is the old-fashioned luggage trolleys, which we used to see on every railway station, parcel and luggage trolleys. When I first was involved with the railways, you could purchase one for somewhere between $20 and $50. The last one I bought off the railways, or bought at an auction that the railways held, I paid $500 for, plus the premium. And that was as a result of us putting all the furniture in the limelight, exposing it to people, presenting it in a way that was desirable and sought after, and a lot of it has now become collectible. So, yeah, people look for it specifically and speak of it highly.
So tell me, I know also part of your business is you supply to the film industry. Could you...
Well, the client base is large. The film industry is one aspect of it, and we have cultivated people from the film industry, art department people, for the last 20 years of our 25 years of business, even before the railways. And it's a mainstay of what we do because of the large stock base that we hold.
Where do you have most of your stock? This is just part of...
Yeah, this is just part of it. Most of it is... it's very expensive to store a large collection like ours, so most of it is stored in central Victoria. But we have a good digital imagery bank there that we provide to the film industry. Also, they're all familiar because of our long-term relationship. They're all familiar with what we do and the stock that we hold, and even if we don't have it, like you saw today, they ring me up and inquire whether or not I have it or know where to get it. So it's a two-way street, you know. They look after me and I look after them.
Because I must admit, I've noticed, like when I'm in here having a coffee, because it was such a good idea to incorporate the cafe into the business. So there's always some film people in here, there are artists, there are musicians. I mean, it seems like not a halfway house, but it's like, it seems...
It's a melting pot, yeah.
It is.
It's a melting pot for all, and we have that thing with the film industry people that they can come for free coffee and cookie.
Oh, really? Ah, okay.
Well, they're deciding on what props to hire and so forth, and all the people that do local content will look after, as you've probably heard me talking to them, because the budgets for the local productions are much lower than the imports.
So, I mean, we need to go to another break. So we still have lots more to talk about.
We've only just scratched the surface.
I know we could be here all day talking, I'm sure.
Yes.
But okay, so all your viewers at home, I hope you're enjoying watching us talk about antiques, and we'll see you after the break.